Hi, so glad you're here. And today we are focused on the number one reason that you need to keep dating even if you're hurt. And the reason I'm talking about this particular topic today is because I recently had a client who was in having a great time in a relationship. They'd been dating for about 6 weeks, and this week it just suddenly ended. And she was obviously very upset, and it's so interesting, right, that we get so upset when a relationship breaks up where we weren't getting any of our needs met. And I can kind of understand it because, it's not so much the guy per se that we're upset about. It's really more a loss. It's the loss of the potential of being with somebody, and it's a fear of being alone, right? So it is always kind of upsetting, even if we've only been dating somebody for 2 or 3 weeks. So, what I also found interesting about this situation is that they had just had a conversation talking about the future, like talking about some serious things, like whether they or not they want to have kids and where they would live and things like that. So they had that conversation a couple of days before, and then bam, he was gone. And when stuff like this happens, a man suddenly disappears, or you break up after only a short courtship, it can leave even the most optimistic, confident woman kind of devastated and almost in the feeling like you want to throw the towel in on love. That you start to develop this belief that all men are jerks and you're just going to be alone for the rest of your life. Well, I'm here to tell you that is the absolute worst course of action or decision that you could make. The reason that you need to keep dating, even if you're hurt, is because you have to stay in the game. The only way you are going to find love is if you absolutely believe in love. And continuing to put yourself out there is increases your chances of finding love. It's kind of like a numbers game. The more you put yourself out there, the more guys you date, the more courtships you have, the more it increases your chances that you're getting closer and closer to the guy that is the perfect one for you. And also, every time you start a new relationship, you have moments and experiences of bonding with a man. And these moments of bonding, as you're going along and you're feeling safer, the bonding is what eventually creates the binding of the relationship. It's the bonding to the binding. The binding is what gives it legs. It's what starts to create the solid foundation of commitment between the two of you. So if you decide are in a place right now where you've given up on love, well, you've just completely stopped all your chances of attracting opportunities for you to get the engine started, for you to have bonding experiences. And the truth is, even if a relationship is short, even if it's only 3 weeks or 6 weeks, like it was for my client, it is a gift. And that's pretty much what I shared with my client. Once I got her to a place of feeling better during the session, because obviously she was upset in the beginning, I asked her the question, okay, if you were taking this experience and you were going to truly live like you got the lesson, what would you be doing differently for the next guy that you date? And so what I did was I helped her work through and kind of create a list of the things that she's going to be looking for the next time. Because it was really important to imprint that. Like, we have a bad experience and we get so caught up in our emotions that we just want to forget the whole thing and forget about men. And as I said earlier, that's the worst course of action. So what she did was she started to list out a few things. So she listed out, okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm dating a guy that values me and where I feel wanted. Okay, great. She also wanted in this new guy to pay close attention to what he says and see that that matches up with his actions, because that's what you always want to be doing. Pay close attention to a man's actions, not so much what he says, because it's the actions that are showing how committed he is. And then the other thing was she's going to find out how he spends his time. Because one of the issues in this relationship was that he just didn't make time for her. He wasn't treating her like a priority. So she decided that the next guy that she dates, she's going to be paying attention to that. She's going to ask him, how do you spend your free time? And if he answers with something like, oh, I don't have any time, I'm focused on my career, well, that's going to be a red flag for her. Okay, so why I'm sharing this is because you can be asking yourself this same question. You can be taking yourself through this process. So what I want you to do is I want you to reflect on maybe a recent breakup or on past relationships and ask yourself this same question. If I were living like I got the lesson, what am I going to be doing differently with the next guy? And the reason you want to do this is because whatever you come up with, that becomes your new standard. That becomes where you're raising the bar for yourself. And that's, again, why even a short relationship is a gift, is because it's teaching you how to get even more clarity about what you need, want, and desire. So every relationship is a successive stepping stone that's going to get you closer to your king and soulmate. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that tip, and be sure to share your comments, or if you have questions about this, absolutely. And also show me the love. And if you need help with this, if you've just gone through a breakup and you just can't get yourself out, you feel really messy emotionally, let's hop on a call together. And I'm very good at sorting these things out very quickly. So there's a link that I've put here inviting you into have a complimentary call with me. All right. Mwah. Sending you soulmate sprinkles. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.